Yeah, the reviews are rolling in real steady.
A little biased though, I think, because a lot of them are just donkey quotes.
Yeah, you look at the reviews and it's like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Exactly. So we'll see
game's
about that.
Almost my favorite game. It's right behind Super Mario Brothers.
I read somebody posted a review that said it's Halo 2 meets Halo 3, something like that. Just nonsense. Just total dog crap.
Hello and welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where just for today it's two of us, me and Jared, talk about video games, things we're looking forward to, things that are coming up, things that have been going on, a lot of drama here lately. I am Jake.
I'm Jared.
I want to start off with some strong opinions. This is going to be a real roller coaster. No, I'm just kidding.
The Middle East.
Helldivers 2, okay?
Oh.
I am so stoked on it. It's what I've been playing lately to answer that sort of question that we always start with. I continue to play Wreckfest on the Steam Deck. It's a great driving game.
Nice.
And so Helldivers 2, now that I'm back home from my trip last week, I'm like sitting down at the throne, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the computer. I'm looking at my rig. I'm like,
Battle
oh yes,
station.
Let's update all the things on my battle station.
The
Discord's like,
limitless.
dog, I'm going to need a minute.
Yeah.
Everything. So I come home and everything has an update.
Right.
And, one restart later, I get into Helldivers 2 and it just rocks. It still rocks. It's not stopping. All these major orders keep getting finished. The devs are changing. The like game master guy is like bringing the bugs back into play. You can go, kill robots too if you want, but there's like bug stuff going on. I'm almost level 25, so I can get the Patriot exosuit, which I'm looking forward to. And then while I'm on this trip last week, I was, sitting in the airport, I'm killing time, I'm pulling up my phone, and what do I see on Twitter? But a bunch of people just grousing about some Helldivers drama. And I was like, what's going on? Did they pull the rug out from under us? Did they introduce like a boring or lame or unfair thing? Because there's lots of people that complain about, oh, they nerfed my favorite. Yeah, whatever, shut up.
Right.
No, it's none of that. It's this requirement because of Papa Sony. They asked everybody, hey, this was always the plan. You're going to need to create a PlayStation account in order to continue to play Helldivers 2, even if you're not playing on PlayStation. If you're playing on PC, you're going to have a PlayStation account, and that's going to be a thing that links in.
Right.
It's going to enable crossplay better. It's going to make banning and reporting and sort of managing the community better. And this is a thing that you got to do now. This was always the plan. Sorry if you didn't read the fine print. That's how it is.
Right.
And I had an appreciation for trolls before this, and I know that people come out of the woodwork and they Steam review bomb or whatever, but the backlash was humongous.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. It was so dumb. But at least, again, opinion time. I think it's really dumb because it's 2024. Privacy is dead. Okay, if you're on the internet, your privacy is non-existent. It's just not. You can use all the cool, VPNs and
right.
Not Chrome web browser. You can use your Opera GX gamer browser with built-in AI.
Right. Your credit card is for sale on the dark web right now, though, and there's nothing you can do. Right.
You're toast. Toast. There's nothing you can do about it. Just like roll with it. You got to deal with it. Change your password every once in a while. Like move on. That's the thing. And so these guys are like, there's no way. I am uninstalling right now. It's been good. Sorry it hadn't been too good.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right.
And I'm like, you're fooling yourself. Number one, it's just truly not a big deal. It's free, and it's yet another account, okay? You're sitting there with 6 Gmail accounts. What do you care?
Right.
And so, no kidding. All these streamers and everybody, I have so many people were complaining about it. And then you would see one person in the comments just do it. It's free. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And then they absolutely flame that person. I was like, man, the internet is so lame.
Yeah.
Now, what had happened was they caved. I don't know if the Helldivers guys went to Sony and were like, you guys seeing this?
Right.
Can we get a little help?
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is your requirement. Can you modify that requirement? Can you do something about this? And they just pulled it back. They said, you know what? After listening to our community, we decided we're no longer gonna. Right. And part of me wishes they wouldn't have done that. Part of me wishes that they would have stuck with it so that all these people can eat crow and see how great this game is and will continue to be. Mm-hmm. And that they would just be forced into it, because I wish people would get over themselves. But anyway, so that's a little bit of drama. Kind of related to the Battle State Games thing, only the Battle State Games thing is way worse. Yeah. Just watching people lose their minds.
Right.
Lose their minds. Right. Or at least from behind a keyboard, they're losing their minds. In real life, they're probably sitting there with Cheeto dust on their fingers. You know what I mean? But it felt like a way big overreaction.
They really were trying to make it like tantamount to the Battle State game situation, which I was confused about, because it shows up. I'm in the Tarkov Reddit and it popped up in my feed. They're like something like, "We won. The battle is over." Like, I was like, what is this? What are they talking about? And it's like them talking about the Helldivers. Like, this is a completely different situation. Like you said, it's a free account. Half of the people probably already have a PSN account. I don't understand what the problem is. And they're like, look up Sony data breach. It happens every year. You think I want to give them my data? It's like, what data are you giving them? Does it require a picture of your to get verification to have an account? I don't understand what your reservation here is. This is also
you're not the main character. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You're not as if you're not some sort of billionaire who's got a lot on the line. Okay, you're probably just a guy,
some
working
dude
at a place, coming home playing video games,
smoking some crack, playing some video games. Dude.
And this is something that I've talked with a lot of people, right? Because I work in IT. I talk with a lot of people about cybersecurity and best practices and, reducing your attack surface so that, generally speaking, you're fair to middle or better in terms of your safety online and your personal data. But sometimes there's nothing you do. There's great companies out there that get hacked because they're just big enough targets that people are really persistent, and there wasn't a reason to not trust that company. Right. It's just that so-and-so over in Yugoslavia or whatever, some North Korean hacker guy who's, got an IV and he's being forced to like hack for the state. Sometimes they're just going to push through no matter what the defenses are. And so, it's not that you shouldn't, be concerned. Sony doesn't get a pass. No company gets a pass. But like, get over yourself, I don't know. It bothers me. I think it's really stupid, and I hope that people don't leave Helldivers. I hope that it continues to rock out, because the community really is very good when it's not being foolish.
Also, hilarious. By the way, the same guy who's like, "I'm make a PSN account. You steal my data? No chance, pal." This is the same guy who's like, 5 minutes later, same breath, hitting post on. Look at my son naked in the bathtub, farting all over the. You know what I mean? It's like posting what is essentially for some cretin.
And he's all over Reddit. All these guys that love to get on Twitter and flame stuff and like stir up trouble. Most of them are on Reddit, terminally online, just absolute bozos. And Reddit famously has, all these ties to like communist China and stuff. Like, you really think you're insulated, bud?
Yeah. You don't want Sony to have to know what day you were born, but like you will share. You're like, got my head stuck in a chair in my house. Had to call the firefighter. TIL today I learned. Am I the for telling my wife she's a dumb, it's like, what? You don't care about your privacy at all. You just like the way it sounds.
It's a picture of him in his front yard with the fire department using the jaws of life to get him out of his camping chair that he got stuck in.
And he's holding the Miller Lite.
You can see the number of his house and the street sign.
Right. He's just doxing himself. He's like, check it out.
This man has unwittingly doxed himself 18 times on Reddit. Yeah. But no, he doesn't want Sony to know that, he's an Aries.
Right.
Shut up.
Exactly. It's so funny.
I think people just there's this expectation that if you're going to be like a tech guy or if you're going to be a gamer, that sort of by proxy, you have some thoughts on cybersecurity and what it means to be on the internet.
Right.
And like, that's not true. That's not true. Right. Because there's a bunch of people that play video games. It's not just, you know, between 15 and 30. It's not, you know, people's grandma. I always bring up the Wii when this kind of topic comes up. Like people's grandmas. You remember Wii Fit, the little board thing, and tennis, and like you know your grandma's getting Wii tennis elbow because she's smacking you down all the time at her house. There's a false sort of equivalency where people are like, oh, well, I'm a gamer, so I kind of know cybersecurity.
Right,
like,
right.
Oh, do
right.
you? Do you now? No, you don't.
I put an exclamation point in my password, so it's pretty secure.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
Dude, you ever see those T-shirts that are like the one? Dude, these are my favorite T-shirts. They have all the different fonts, and it's always like a mom, and it's like, I'm the mother of 3 jack beer swilling butt munching sons, and they call me the best mother in the world. You ever see those shirts, dude?
I have.
Those are so funny.
I think I'll never find it quickly enough, but before I quit using Reddit, because LOL, I didn't. Because of similar sort of personal convictions or reasons, I was like, I'm getting off Reddit now.
Yeah.
There was a subreddit called Targeted Shirts, I think, and there's so many. And here's one just right off the top of the Google here. Yes, I'm a stubborn son, but my freaking awesome mom loves me, and that is enough. She's a bit crazy and scares me sometimes, but she knows more than she says, thinks more than she speaks, and notices more than you realize. She loves me so much, and if you mess with me, the beast in her will awaken. They'll never find your body. And then in parentheses at the very bottom, it says, yes, she bought me this shirt.
Dude, so they need to do
so much text.
They need to do that,
so much.
But they need to put their foot all the way down the gas and just be like, yes, my mother bought me this shirt. She's a kind, spirited, wonderful mother, and also she's a total bombshell in being in her 60s, and dad is gonna regret ever having, disrespecting her. Like, they need to just get all the way down in the rabbit hole, dude. That's what I want to see, man.
There's so many. You can make your own. You can do there's a targeted shirt generator online. Like, there's so
hate that.
Really well. The ones that I like are the ones that are like really specific to an industry or a profession. It's like,
right.
Where did you find this T-shirt? Was it online?
Right.
Was it in a gas station? Like, where did you get never mess with a disabled veteran plumber born in July.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, back up.
I have anger issues and a serious dislike for stupid people, and if this offends you, I don't care.
Yeah. You can talk to the gun in my glove department of my 1997's Honda Civic.
And there's an eagle with a flag.
Right. Right.
So
yeah, dude. It's so awesome. That's crazy. NASCAR.
The only subreddit that I miss
was
the one called The Pack.
I don't know. I know
all
it.
about cranking hogs, dude. Aroo.
Yeah, dude. Cranking my hog.
So good.
So Rick,
I need to go check on it real fast.
Vince McMahon. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke.
It's a hog eat hog world. Crank or be cranked, brother. Aroo.
Yeah, dude. So sick.
Listen up, liberal. I have mesothelioma, and I might be entitled to financial benefits. So stupid.
That's freaking stupid, dude. That's so dumb. Dang,
oh, man. Well, internet drama and Reddit memes aside, now that we've covered all that, stoked to see it panning out well for the Tarkov wannabes out there. Do you have any front runners in your mind? I'm familiar so far with Gray Zone, but there was one that you brought up just before we started.
Yeah,
What was it
Arena
called?
Breakout. They just dropped a closed beta this week. I haven't not seen any footage. I did not come fully prepared to talk about it, but I'm seeing some things that like they are just doing quality of life things that Tarkov should have done years ago. They're already doing it right, and it's like good. Build up as much competitive advantage as you can. Right. And then shore up the rest of your game over the next year and let it sail, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want it to go well. It's not for me to like care about yet. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't have the time. I'm not trying to be some sort of beta tester. Like I'm not really considering buying any of those yet. But
I'm gonna be alpha tester, dude.
Should we? Yeah, you're gonna be alpha.
Beta never.
You've been testing the beta version. I'm out here testing the alpha version.
Dude, you're a regular poster on the pack, dude. You're trying to act like you're not on Reddit. That is a the pack post right there, all caps, like flaming skull with an axe. It just says, "I'm never a beta tester. I'm always an alpha tester."
That's right.
Cranking my hog.
For those of you that don't have the moral quandary that I had with Reddit, if you're on Reddit, get on the pack because it's super rad. Speaking of games that are coming up, Animal Well has released, and I've been seeing some good things about that. That'll be something that I probably scoop up. I heard it's pretty difficult, and it's got some sort of puzzle mechanics in it that are really, engaging, but like pretty challenging.
Yeah.
So that's
getting good reviews.
Yeah, the reviews are rolling in real steady.
A little biased though, I think, because a lot of them are just donkey quotes.
Yeah, you look at the reviews and it's like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Exactly. So we'll see about that.
Almost my favorite game. It's right behind Super Mario Brothers.
I read somebody posted a review that said it's Halo 2 meets Halo 3, something like that. Just nonsense. Just total dog crap, dude.
He's been putting out a bunch of videos lately, and every single one of them is just like either at the beginning or at the end or both. It's got all these Animal Well references in it, and that's his. Because he's got built-in advertising. Like his YouTube channel, super infamous in the gaming community for a reason. So I hope that goes well. I'd love to see what other kind of games they come out with. I'm sure a lot of them will be, I know their sort of main thrust of their platform was like, we want to take indie games from anywhere and everywhere. Nothing's off limits, and the smaller the better, I think, in terms of developers or whatever.
Well, he's a platforming guy too. He loves platformers. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
I've not played a platformer that I felt like writing home about in a minute.
There's a thing. There's a bug. There's a bug you got to have because he is always talking about Super Mario Brothers. He's like talking about how he's beaten Sunshine like 600 times or something. Yeah. He's like, I don't know. I don't have any negative feelings about Mario, and I know how tight the controls are, but I'm like, for some reason this doesn't entertain me. I don't know why I hate platforming.
No,
that's
exactly how I feel. Sunshine was the last one that I played on purpose.
Beautiful game.
Like really, really wanted to sink my teeth into it. Right. Every time I picked it up, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
You go to a friend's house and he's like, "Yo, did you know about this one?" And he'll go show you where some Shine Sprite is, and you're like, "What?" That was also not pre-internet, but functionally pre-internet because I wasn't on the internet. I was like 12 or whatever. Right. And I think that was that's the last platforming game that I would say I would want to come home and play immediately.
They should. When Mario goes public domain, somebody should make Super Mario Moonshine. You're Mario and you just get fricked up, dude. You're just drinking all kinds of...
It's just one prolonged mini game where you're sitting there at a pot still up in Appalachia.
So the princess from me. They took the princess from me, and I'm supposed to fight this dragon and get him back.
He's like hiccuping the whole time.
Just like crying. Just like, oh, she left me. I play that, dude. Super Mario Moonshine. Wahoo!
Toad comes up and is like, "Mario, what are you doing? What's that you've got? I thought you were off of that stuff." Yeah. He's like, "It's fentanyl."
I'm off the wagon. Whoa! I had a little bit of moonshine, and hey, I thought, let's go for it. Let's have ourselves a good time. I did Listen. I didn't shoot up this time. I tooted a little bit on heroin, but I feel good. This is the last time I can tell this is the last time I broke through. I don't need it after this. Yeah. It's all worked out. And it's good. And I got all these money making ideas. And the princess Peach is gonna come back. She's gonna see that I'm a million. I made it. I did it.
I'm a new man.
Yeah. She'll leave that Bowser guy. Bowser's just like a 285-pound former Green Beret black guy. she just married him. He's like, come on, come back. I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Stop messing around with him. You know that ain't nothing.
He's just messing around. Me and Luigi, we got an idea. We're gonna make lapels. Come on. Let's go back. Yeah, dude, that's Super Mario Moonshine.
He's simultaneously from West Virginia and Long Island at the same time.
Yeah.
An incredible confluence of these two identities. That
West Virginia, born and raised.
Vacillating back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. And then he had to move in with his rich uncle, Toad, in West Virginia. No, in Long Island.
I was going to say, I think it should go the other way. I think he starts in West Virginia. He's down on his luck. He's lost Peach. He's lost it all.
Right.
And he's in West Virginia, where dreams go to die.
Yeah.
And then even they won't take him.
Right.
So they punt him over to the next relative.
Right.
And that's in Long Island.
Right.
Yeah,
dude. Right. Yeah. Mario staring out the window of a plane into New York with that, if I can make it here, I'll make it. And then just smash cut to him just drunk in a bar again on just messed up off moonshine, dude.
And you gotta have like a classic movie trailer of the whole thing, and then like he's getting on the airplane, and it's that like the really soft like piano, one note at a time, pling, pling, and then it does the coin sound, pling, pling,
pling. Yeah, dude. And then it goes into the thing, the different wow was all, wow. Remember that every single trailer had that weird like honking siren thing.
It's a low brass sound, but also sometimes a synth or something, just like hitting one big note in unison.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Rock is just like a tooth fairy. It's all wow. He thought he'd never do it again. Wow. Give me those teeth. Wow. Starring Haley Joel Osment and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Toad answers the phone. What? I'm not taking him. I told you I would never. What? Who is it? Mary, get the door. Who is it? He's already at the door.
He's just brown bagging it out there.
Yeah.
Just arguing.
Hey,
he's like,
Toad, I heard I get to hang out with you guys.
Arguing with some black guys on the steps. My uncle is here. You idiot. You want to go? Now I get why everybody's got a problem with you people. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger, okay?
Get in here before you get yourself shot.
You people. Yeah. Oh man.
God. Why are we not in Hollywood right now making millions of dollars over this with our incredible ideas?
It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. Shameful. I know. And they're going to release another Spider-Man movie this year or something.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know. Probably. They're gonna release Beethoven 9.
I'm never tracking any of that stuff.
Homeward Bound 7, starring Paul Rudd, and who's in every movie? It's Paul Rudd, Chris Pratt, Keanu Reeves, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and hey, who's that guy from this Twister remake? Who's that guy? What's his name? Glenn Powell, because Glenn Powell's in literally every single movie that's ever been created, evidently.
Yeah.
Bro, are you even remotely interested in this Twister movie?
Okay, so here's the thing about Twisters, which is the name of the sequel, which is honestly not a horrible name if you're going to make a sequel to Twister. There's 2 of them now, Twisters.
Right. Jurassic Parks.
Bottom line, no, dude, I do not care about Twisters.
No. I know.
However, I watched the trailer in IMAX right before Dune 2, Part 2, and I was like, it's Twister, isn't it? Is it Twister 2?
Yeah.
And then I was like, 2 Twisted? And I was like trying to predict the title.
Right.
I was trying to, and then at the very end of the trailer, they do like a letter at a time, and it's like Twisters.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, it's cool.
Right.
I have a weird memory of the first one. It was a movie that we watched somewhat frequently at home. I don't know why. I think my dad was just super addicted to like, listen to that surround sound, baby. You hear them subwoofers?
Yeah.
I'm good at this. I said
You're
it
right.
out of this TV, didn't I? Because we had like, and this is a CRT TV, 36-incher, had a big one.
Dang.
And it was a pain to move. Oh my gosh.
It was.
We were in the Air Force. We moved like every year.
Right,
Dad, what are you
right.
thinking? Like, you're going to throw your back out, dude.
Yeah, I'll take the 400-pound one.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, dog. But
What?
we had like a Sony like audio receiver, and that was connected to like a 5 CD changer CD player, and it had a cassette player, and then there was these like decent speakers that had really honestly very good sound. Maybe it's part of the reason I'm kind of an audio nerd now. Anyway,
Okay.
I watched Twister quite a few times, and so when I saw the trailer for Twisters, I had a little tug at the old heartstrings. But no, I don't actually care about it, and no, I'm not actually going to go see it. You know what I'm saying?
Was that Helen Hunt? Is that what that was? Helen Hunt and
no idea, dude.
John Paxson? No, wait.
1996.
John Paxson played for the Bulls.
It was Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton.
John Paxson was like a shooting guard for the Bulls in like the 90s.
you got your feet in 2 places. You got
I'm sorry.
Yeah, firmly into the IMDb sphere instead of ESPN. Bill Paxton rocks. Another Bill Paxton joint, Apollo 13. Watched that one a heck of a lot.
Oh yeah.
Similar situation. The first 15 minutes of that movie, a rocket launches, and if your dad is real proud of his surround sound, you better believe he's gonna.
A rocket's launching in your living room.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
When are they gonna make Apollo 14 though? You know what I'm saying? Anybody else pissed off about that?
Unironically, there's so many people that don't realize we went back to the moon. It wasn't just the one. Obviously, 13 wasn't the successful one.
Right.
But like Apollo 11 was not the only moon mission that put people on the moon. There's a bunch of people that went to the moon.
Right.
And there's like, I think it's 8 or 9 crewed missions where people set foot on the moon. Can you imagine not being Buzz Aldrin or Neil Armstrong and being like, hey, I also.
Right.
What
the heck?
And you come back down and they're like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Idiot. This guy who's like got a genius IQ and he was like a space scientist for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Smarter than everybody. And they're like, you hack, idiot. Dude, I want to see, you know what I want to see is I want to see Ocean's 13 fight Apollo's 13. Whoever those, I don't know who the 13 guys are, but I want to see them clash, dude. Bernie Mac is fighting Tom Hanks.
Was Ocean's 13 the girl one?
No, that was Ocean's 8. They couldn't find 11 women.
Because I'm only familiar with Ocean's 11. I honestly do not remember seeing.
They're good movies.
There Ocean's 12 and 13 and 14 and however many.
Yeah, well, they stopped at 13, then they went to 8 because they're like, let's get a movie, and they were gonna do Ocean's 14, but 6 of the women all go out their period at the same time, and they're like bickering and fighting. They're like, listen, you're all fired. You're all fired. Sandra Bullock is gonna. Sandra Bullock marshaled a force of 7 other women to pull off some limp heist.
Yeah, I heard it was terrible. My wife went with a bunch of ladies to go see that.
Oh gosh!
And she was so
underwhelmed,
nonplussed.
Nice, dude.
Thing. I think it was in Tucson that she went because it was in theaters. I see it came out in 2018.
Okay.
She went with like a bunch of the ladies from the church.
Hilarious, dude.
And it was meant to be this like girls' night out, and they all hated it. Like, universally, they're like, "Nah, it's not good just because there's women in it, is it?" No, it's not actually. You guys want to get some ice cream? Like that movie sucks.
Dude, that is the funniest thing. My wife went to go see because her friend who has questionable taste dragged her to that Woman King movie.
Woman King?
You never saw anything about Woman King?
Oh boy,
it's like a go off queen, like speak on it.
The Woman King.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
It's just like it looks so stupid. She hated it. That's the funniest thing is like they make these movies, like Hollywood is so out of touch. They make these movies and they're like, yeah, this is for all the women out there, and then all the women go to it and they're like, I don't feel represented by this in any way. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like we don't like this.
Yeah. Let's put Viola Davis in it, and everybody will watch it.
Oh, please.
Because she was, yeah. I'm looking at IMDb for Woman King.
Dude, that's like the green text post I saw after the GTA 6 trailer dropped, and it said,
"Oh yeah,"
it said Rockstar drops highly anticipated GTA 6 trailer, has female protagonist, all talks about empowering women. And how this is a step in the right direction for the future. Female protagonist immediately gets piped down in the first 8 seconds of the trailer.
Yes.
So funny.
It's true, dude. Rockstar's like, no, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, guys.
We're still us.
Yeah, still the boys,
it's GTA.
you know?
It's GTA. It's for the boys. Yeah, it's for the boys.
Yeah, dude.
At some point, there's going to be like, there's going to be a movie about Apollo 11, and it's not going to be Buzz Aldrin. It's going to be, Becky Aldrin or something. They're just going to like retcon it and be like, but what if it was a girl though? And it's like, yeah, but it wasn't though. Right. And you ain't got to be like that. And then, so this Woman King or whatever, like you tell some story about some random fictional strong woman. And I don't care if it's based on a true story. It's a movie. It's fiction. Right. Like that's not. It's if you just want to conjure up a cool, hey, look at this strong woman. I bet you didn't know that women can be strong. You idiot.
Yeah. Right. Like the only way it's pandering too, because like the assertion in some ways, like the only way a woman can be like strong and respectable and powerful is when they're like literally bashing men's skulls in and like wearing armor. It's like there's plenty of strong women that take their 3 children to school every day and their 1 baby to the dentist and like.
Yeah, hello, right?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? There's a lot of ladies out there that I know on a sort of personal level and a distant kind of level that like I wouldn't want their problems. I like my problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm where I'm supposed to be, and maybe they're where they're supposed to be, and they're strong. You know what I mean? Like there's some people out there crushing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry, Sarah doesn't care. She and her 4 children do not care about the Woman King.
Right.
It's just not relatable, dude. No. Sorry,
dude. Yeah, that's freaking crazy. But that's why I watched this movie just the other day. I rewatched it. I watched Sicario. Dude, that movie rocks.
Dude, that movie
and
rules.
Yeah. And what's her name? Emily Blunt. Just the entire movie is just getting absolutely bodied, dude. It just cannot win a single thing, and it just keeps getting turned around. And then she really gets played hard in that movie, but it's a good flick. Watch that one. No comment. That has nothing to do with the past thing. I'm not talking about like how women get owned or anything, but Emily Blunt gets torched
woman gets bodied.
movie.
LOL. It's not like that.
Right.
It's
Woman
like,
King. LOL.
There's tons of movies where the female acting roles are excellent and the performances are convincing, or doing some of her own stunts and like, dude, crushing it. Being a stereotypically strong, person. But like you're supposed to get a black guy, man.
Yeah,
you gotta fight a guy, and there's it's not like you have to come out scot-free because you're some sort of female savior complex having person. Like, I don't know. And
that character speaks more to the female experience anyways, because she does get, all jokes aside, she does get totally owned in that movie, the entire movie. And like, it's like a realistic depiction. She's like working in a men's like law enforcement, the high level law enforcement is not a woman's game or terrain. It's just not. It's just a different thing, and they do such a good job of like really showing how not crooked, because I actually stand by a lot of like rogue stuff that they do. You got to go rogue sometimes to take down the dragon. I'm fine with that.
Training day, baby.
Training day, dude. Yeah. Denzel was the good guy. Dude, that's the kind of stuff. Dude, that's why uncles exist. That's what I'm excited for. I'm going to have kids at some point. I'm counting on that. But currently I'm an uncle of a lone 1 1/4 old. And that's what I look forward to the most, is just like having takes like that. Because I already have an uncle that's just like, he was like, Thanos, he was the good guy in the movie. Like, that's his take. That's his takeaway from the whole movie. I just want to do that. Be like, Denzel Washington. You talking about the movie where Denzel Washington's the hero, and he
tragically dies at the end?
Yeah,
tragic.
Yeah, unjustly is killed.
Oh man, yeah. I need to. I nodded and agreed that Sicario is a sick movie, but full disclosure, I have not seen it, and it's a Denis Villeneuve joint.
Dude, watch it. Yeah, it's really good.
Super good. I know it's super good. Everybody I know says it's very good.
It's on Max.
And it's got a sweet mix of, one of the things that I've become more aware of as an IT professional working in the government kind of space. There's a ton of like propaganda out there, right? There's like cops are bad propaganda. There's cops are good propaganda.
Sure.
Nobody is immune to this, right? You're not immune to propaganda. You think you know the truth. You think you know it all. You think you're not, affected by various influencing forces, and you are. There's military, sort of badgery, American superiority kind of propaganda. There's the opposite of that, and there's I can't believe we did this. Probably.
Yeah.
But Sicario looks like it's a much more wide range. Like, it doesn't just cover the CIA or the task force in question. It covers like lots of different entities. I'm just reading from Wikipedia, and it says the team includes special operators. It includes U.S. Marshals, CIA dudes. Like, it's just sort of all over the place because. And that's in reality how some of this cartel business gets handled in the real world. Is like they pull together all kinds of strings. They sort of pull all the threads, and they go, all right, I think for this part of the mission we're going to need these guys, and you know what, we're going to need this capability from over here. We're going to need this stuff from over here. And I bet I would really love this movie. And I've actually avoided like spoilers of any kind. I think I'd be able to watch it with pretty fresh eyes, to be honest with you.
It rocks. It is so good. Like, I just watched it the other day. I would go in there and watch it again right now, and I just might, but. It's really awesome too because it has all those points. It definitely has strong characters and like it's making like some political observations, but they do a really good job leaving the morality of it to the viewer instead of
I love that.
making like somebody just like making them just like frame them as just like a monster. They just they are who they are, and
this is what we said in a recent episode, right? About any media that is like approaching a sensitive topic or taking a political stance of any kind. Best thing you could possibly do is put it in the hands of the viewer or the player or the listener or the reader, to go, hey man, there's this crazy stuff that happens. There's this crazy stuff that happens. These people seem to act and think and feel this way. These people seem to act and think and feel this way. Here's how that plays out. Here's like an operation gone wrong or gone right or gone sideways or whatever. Like here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like when we do this to ourselves and to each other. Like, what do you think? You know, and sort of showing it like threadbare and in this very human way. I think is very cool. It sounds like Sicario, based on what you're saying, sounds like it does that. I love that.
Yeah, well, check it out, man. Oh, it's it's on Amazon Prime, not Max.
Oh, more good news. I can actually watch it.
That's great, dude.
To get some free trial of Max or something. Because I used to use what was at the time called HBO. Yeah. Or HBO Max or whatever. And then they renamed Max. But we haven't had that in a long time. And so if it's on Amazon, it's even better, dude.
Yeah. You can't have you can't have a subscription to Max when your son's name is Max. It's like too much.
He would not let. My son is so into like puns and like he thinks certain things are so funny and that he is the most clever boy for thinking of them. I'm like, nice one, bud. That's good. That's good how you said that. That's cool.
Right. Dude.
It's that same energy of like, I'll give him some, just today, for example. I gave both of the boys some snacks as soon as they got home. I chopped up cucumber, put some ranch in a cup. I gave them some like corn chip things that they like, and I took one package of gummies and I put it on the plate. I was like, all right, this is your snack for both of you boys. Make sure you share, okay? Max, don't eat all the gummies.
Right.
Don't do it. Benson, don't eat all the gummies. You gotta share. And Max was like, hang on, Dad, I'm going to count them. And I was like, all right, Sheldon, go.
Right.
So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 10 of them. And he's like, oh, Ben, that's perfect. There's 10. I'll have 5, and you'll have 5. And Benson goes, 5? That's how old I
am. Dang, dude.
Don't worry about me. I won't forget.
The whole room.
Don't worry. I'm only supposed to eat 5, and I won't forget because that's how old I am.
Dude, that's so awesome. And do you remember being that age and like
you
like were like, this is going to tear the roof off. Like it's not like when you're older when you're like self-conscious and you're like, is this gonna bomb? You're just like,
you're waiting for the right moment. You're waiting for there to be like is there a window of silence that I can sneak my joke in? Is anybody going to even hear me?
Right.
Is that thing going to happen where only the person next to me hears me and then they repeat it and they get the laugh?
Right.
Kill myself.
Right. Hey, what? That's my joke.
Andrada gets mad at me because I do that to her sometimes. I'm trying to give her the credit and I'll say, you guys, Andrada just said blah, 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 blah,
right,
blah.
Right.
And everybody dies laughing and they'll look at me like, nice one.
Hey, good one, pal.
She's like, Jake, what the fuck? I said I gave you credit right at the beginning. I do.
Right. Yeah, dude. Ocean's 8, my butt, dude. Weak movie.
Ocean's 8. That'll be the sequel. Ocean's 8, my.
I was gonna say. Hello. Now that's a movie I'd like to watch right now. Sandra Bullock in Ocean's 8, my.
So dumb.
Yeah,
did you just blame that on me? Did I hear you just?
No, I was giving you credit. We're just talking about doing great. Jake's dying laughing. You know, it was funny.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
In that case, I take full credit. That's
yeah, the horrible things I say. She's very quickly acclimated to the stupid things that I say. I mean,
about once a week, she just gets ready.
Oh my gosh, 100 times a week. There was a time. Well, it's so funny. True, yeah. It's so funny how quickly it changed too. Because before we were married, I would like, for instance, what's that song? The how do I suck my own? Oh, I'll never know. She used to like get angry, like mad, like it turned the room off, and she'd be like mad. And I was like, she's like, whatever. That's like okay. That's like all right. I see what you're doing with that. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah,
that's awesome that she's acclimating. That's good.
Yeah,
You gotta get over that stuff.
Right.
Well, the last thing I'll say in terms of the actual podcast is Hades 2 is in early access, and I heard it's really great. I think Hades 1 was one of my faves, and I think we've all played it. Have you played that? I think we've all played Hades.
Oh, yeah.
Hades. And I hear that even in early access, there's just as much content as there was in Hades 1, like 1.0. So if anybody's interested, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Get out there and play you some Hades. I bet you thought I was going to say touch some grass. No, sir. Not this week. Play you some video games, okay?
It's getting hot
because
out,
I
pal.
Can't. Okay? So stay your ass inside and go play some Hades 2 because I can't, and tell me how it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm very curious. I'm obviously pretty stoked on the reviews or whatever, but that game rocks. There's a twist at the final boss that I won't spoil. Jared and I already talked about it, but the final boss is a real pain in the tuchus, or so I've heard.
Yeah.
Should be pretty rad.
Yeah. Greg is out this week, obviously. He is actually developing a prison simulator. We won't say names about the title yet, but it's prison, dude. It's the sequel to the much acclaimed prison. So we're all proud of Greg for doing that, and we can't wait to see what the release looks like.
Can't wait to see the final product. That's right.
It's gonna go into early access.
Just when I thought I was done editing the
They
podcast,
pull me back in.
they pull me back in.
Just when I think I'm out of they pull me back in.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us on this version of the podcast. We appreciate you supporting us. Appreciate you leaving any feedback you got. We want to hear it, good, bad, ugly. Interact with us on Instagram, on YouTube at 3GrassTouchers. DMs are wide open. Spotify's got some interaction features for you there. I want to see more answers to the polls, man. Hit the poll. Go to the polls. You think voting in November matters? No, dude. Voting on the latest Grass Touchers poll is what
please
really matters. What do you think? What do you think? You're gonna make a difference in the world or something? No.
Come
Listen to your favorite
on.
podcast. Come on.
Yeah, vote on our polls.
That's right. And I tell you what, if you do answer any of our Spotify interactive stuff, I will shout you out, like our good buddy Tyler, friend of the pod. A couple episodes ago, episode 22, when we were discussing Fallout, the TV show, he said, I haven't watched Fallout yet, and I barely played the games. Halo is a pretty solid show, but I think the tops goes to our old buddy 007. That series is a great bunch of movies and awesome games. Tyler, we couldn't agree with you more, pal. I appreciate the feedback. I have said it before, and I'll say it again. 007, Everything or Nothing, Tomorrow Never Dies, Nightfire, like all these games, absolutely radical. I remember playing split screen Nightfire, like one-on-one, four of us. It was so fun.
You know what's crazy?
Those are good.
They had a multiplayer mode for one of those James Bond games for GameCube. It was like a isometric, like third person, like Power Stone kind of arena. Dude, did you ever play that? Dude, this was so crazy because I've never had a chance to actually James Bond. I'm typing with one hand.
That I'm familiar with, there would be 2 third-person James Bond games, and I think they were from that generation. Everything or Nothing, one of my favorites, and From Russia with Love.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was
skip that one.
Connery. Dude, Sean Connery
James
with
Bond. JamesBond.fandom.com's got you covered.
It's not Nightfire.
Bloodstone? James Bond 007 Bloodstone. Never heard of him. PS3 era.
This is like a fever dream that I had.
What is this? I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I swear. I'm going to look up James Bond GameCube games. Part of me thinks that it was Nightfire, but you played Nightfire and it wasn't that.
No, it was first person Xbox era, PlayStation 2 era.
Right, Nightfire. There was Agent Under Fire, which was a blast. That game was really great.
Ooh, I remember that one, Agent Under Fire.
Let me see, maybe it was Everything or Nothing. I think those might be the only ones. There's GoldenEye Rogue Agent, which was dog. I remember people were not happy about that one.
I remember that one. I bought the heck out of that for like $20.
Yeah.
On the GameCube. That was where you could like dual wield, and there was like all these crazy set pieces. A lot of trains. I seem to remember a lot of trains and like close quarter stuff. But you could dual wield, and there was like these weird abilities where you like slow down time or something.
I think that might have been like a cover. The cover for like, I found it. It was like they made like a Game Informer cover, and then it just ended up flopping huge. Cistern. Yes, dude, I found it. Okay, I'm sending you a link to this right now.
I don't believe you, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll DM it to you. I don't want Deg and Tyler to be all confused.
I'm ready.
Suggs.
Oh, it was Everything or Nothing.
Yeah, Everything or Nothing.
This video is already awesome. It's just a guy filming his CRT TV or whatever.
Yes.
This is a British guy.
In Sick One, play 2 rounds of arena mode in 007 Everything or Nothing. What are the comments saying?
No
I like
way.
the Platinum Zone things.
Oh, off. These British dudes are dope. I can't believe it. You're right. It's like this isometric, fixed point of view, third person thing.
It looks fun, dude. I gotta play this one again.
Cool.
I gotta play this again.
I loved Everything or Nothing, as I've said. Can't believe that it's like a pretty long campaign. Lots of different missions, lots of cool driving missions, stealth sequences that are really slick, and the environments is everything from like wearing a linen suit in Havana all the way up to like wearing Splinter Cell style tactical gear, breaking into a military base. Like it's just everything.
Sneaking suits
in one place. That game rocks, dude. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna be tempted to find that game. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for the diversion, ladies and gentlemen. Check out those 007 games. Tyler is not wrong on that. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. We've got some ideas for streaming and more video content in the future. But until then, thanks again so much for joining us. And don't forget to get out there and touch some grass.